Season's been, I guess, a little surprising. I guess that's the first thing I can say about the season. We're 18-3 and 11-1 after losing our All-SEC player and All-American Kayla Jeter before the season started. Having some minor injuries where we had to change our offense basically 3 days before the start of the season, and then basically playing 3 freshmen and 2 sophomores or 4 freshmen in a majority of our matches. So surprising is a word I would use to describe this season so far, but probably one of the most competitive groups of young ladies to put on the uniform, and a group of young ladies that are very coachable and that don't know better, I guess is the best way to put it. They don't know, they're freshmen, they don't know, the history of the Florida series and even the LSU series where we had really won there at their places for a while, and just being able to go in and compete without having anything else on their mind except volleyball has carried us through.
Questions? You guys have had a lot of sweeps this year throughout your matches. How does that encourage play from the young kids?
Yeah, the one thing that it helps is that it shows that we're on task. We're on task for that match, and to have a young team be able to play at that level for that period of time is very encouraging for us as a coaching staff. They have been able to take the game plan and then take it out onto the court. That's sometimes one of the hardest things to do. They all know how to play volleyball. The speed of the game's different, obviously, and obviously there's some technique things that we work with them on, but the game plans are a real big difference for a high school player coming into college. All the film work that we do getting ready and with our team, and they've been able to really implement that onto the court. And one of the things that you'll notice if you look at our matches is if you look at a team's average hitting percentage as a team, we are holding them between 50 and 100 points below what they normally hit. We played Georgia this Sunday, and they're hitting I don't know what they're hitting, like 240. They're about third or fourth in their conference in hitting percentage, and we held them about 100 points below what they normally hit. And that's due to the game planning that we do, and then our young ladies being able to carry that out. So winning 3-0, the other thing is brings a lot of confidence, to the team. Here's these young ladies, now they don't know what it is to lose really, and they expect to win when they walk out there, and not hoping to win, they just expect to win. And when you win 3-0, that brings a lot of confidence to the team.
You say it's surprising. It's a team effort, but has Kelsey and Dee Dee been surprising at all this year, or is that what you expected?
Yeah, the Dee Dee, not really. Dee Dee actually started off a little bit slower than we really needed her to at the beginning of the year, but she's really come on very, very strong since about the second weekend of the year, third weekend of the year. Since we started SEC play, she has really picked up her game to another level. The other thing about Dee Dee, we always expected her to be very strong offensively, and she's doing a great job of that again this year. But she's leading the conference in blocks, and that's something that she really needed to work on. So she's been a force now, not just offensively at the net, but now defensively, and that's been a little surprising. Although it shouldn't be, because we've been working with her on it for a couple of years. Kelsey Robinson's really the story that is really interesting, and I'm very proud of her. She finished the season last year and looked at her stats. We always have our meetings at the end of the year. And she wasn't happy with her performance. And one of the things that great players like her, when they come in, they think they can kind of do this, what they did in club and high school, and be successful collegiately. And some people like her, until they see a little bit of failure in that, they won't make the changes. And she's been very coachable. So she's a very coachable young lady. But she wanted to do it her way first, and she realized, wow, that's not going to work. And we sat down and we spoke after the season. I said, you need to get stronger. That's number one. And then number two, you really need to work on these types of hits and shots and those type of things. And to her credit, her and Kayla Jeter were the hardest working players in our off season. They went in on their own. They stayed here all summer. She actually didn't take classes second session of summer school so that she could work out even more to get ready for the season. And she really changed who she was as a player and even mentally became a more disciplined player, a more obviously some more experienced, but a more mature player. And instead of after taking one swing and maybe not getting a kill, and then the next swing she just goes, just saying I have to get a kill somehow, and then making an error, she'll take 3 swings in one rally, and good swings, and not worry about not getting that kill. And that's why she's been able to. She's taken over 1,200 or 1,100 swings, or over 1,000, more than twice as many as any other player, and still hit for a pretty good hitting percentage with that many swings, with the whole opponent's defense geared to stop her. And so she's done an incredible job of getting ready for this season. And she wouldn't be able to play at the level she has been this year if she didn't do what she did from January through August.
Rob, tell me if this was a turning point in the season. You're playing Ohio in the tournament. Here, you're down 2-0. You're upset. It's almost, you bench Harrison. It's almost like you were like, we've lost, almost to the point. Let them play it out. They come back and they win 3 straight. Did you see something from that match that kind of told you?
Ohio and Maryland, both of those matches we were down, and Maryland had a couple match points against us in the 3rd set. So there were 2 matches in that tournament that our kids, at some point, me coaching, me getting on them, me trying to push them, wasn't going to change anything. And you have to give credit for their perseverance in how they're able to play big points. That's the one thing. I talked a lot about our 2004 and 2005 teams, and those 2 teams were the most competitive teams that I've ever been associated with. They've also been teams that played big points better than any team that I've ever been associated with. And many similarities to that team back then is in this team. They play big points better than just about any team we've ever had, and they do it at such a young age. If you go back and look at our scores and all that type of stuff, we've been in 7, I believe, 5-game matches, 5-set matches, and we've won 5 of them. We've been in a lot of 2-point sets, and we've won a vast majority of those 2-point sets. There is nothing there. If you look at them and we're down 24-22, you would think it was the beginning of the match where the score's 2-all. I mean, they don't change, they don't get excited, they don't get down, they don't get stressed out. They play at a pretty even keel, and that's fantastic. The problem is sometimes we play a little bit too low energy at the beginning of matches. And we have to, that's one thing we're working on, is to get a little bit more energy at the beginning of matches. But the one thing they do is they play very even keel, which is great, and they play big points. They'll take the big swing and not make errors, those type of things. And that's something that will carry you through some of the tight matches that you're going to have against good teams.
And is it kind of unusual where you are right now, controlling your destiny in the SEC and playing Florida at home?
Yeah, it's unusual. Our goal is to win the SEC championship every year, and that's something that we talk about before the season, and in our off season we're preparing for that. Florida, obviously has a lot of advantages in what they've been able to do over an extended period of time, and most teams are always looking up. We have a couple, a lot of good teams. LSU and Kentucky and Arkansas and Alabama. I mean, all these teams have been very good and have given any team trouble. Ole Miss has had some good matches, but to be in the position we are, specifically this year, is surprising. Again, I really thought we had a great chance to do some incredible things this year if we were healthy. Well, we lose Kayla Jeter, we lose Kylan Scheidt at the beginning of the year. All of a sudden, we're running a 5-1 offense with a freshman setter, and and we're playing Illinois at Illinois, and who was #1 basically, #1 this season or ranked #1 in the last couple of weeks, and when we came out of that match, and we lost in 4 sets, but it was basically all 2-point games. I really felt we had something special, even though it was a loss. And so the 2 matches at Utah, the Ohio match where we were able to come back and just keep plugging away and grind it out, and then watching us play against a #1 team in the country, and it took everything they could to beat us. And we literally had 4 freshmen on the court most of the match. I felt we had something special that we could do. But I didn't know until we got into the season if we could accomplish the numbers that would help us be successful. And when I say that is, there's certain numbers that are very specific to being successful. One is team hitting percentage, the other one is kills per game by the team, and side out percentage. And I didn't know if we could develop those type of numbers with the young team we have and in a 5-1 offense, but we've been able to do that. We're averaging over 14 kills a game and holding our opponents to 11. And we're able to hit at a pretty high percentage. You know, we're second or third in the conference in hitting percentage. So we have the numbers that are allowing us to be in the driver's seat right now.